Hi, good evening, guys. Have I joined the right link? Okay, it is live in 3 days. Shit. Hello, hello. Hi, good evening. Can you guys hear me clearly? Just let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly. Just let me know in the chat if you can hear me and see me clearly. Good evening to everyone, and I hope you are all set for a long weekend and the Independence Day. Any special plan you guys have? So we'll start with the keyword research because yesterday after the class, I thought I was not able to do a lot of justice. There might be a lot of questions, and because we have not used any AI tool so far in the Google Ads, so you might be feeling that this is not an AI class. So let's start with the keyword research. We'll understand how to use an AI tool for keyword research. I'm sharing my screen. In the meantime, please make sure you like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you want to participate in the chat and also uh, get notified about the future videos. So please do that. You should also share this with your friends, family members who want to learn the Google ad skills or any marketing skills. And I also have some important announcement. I'll make them after the first session on keywords. So after our class yesterday, what I did was I'll take you through step by step process, but it's a simple thing we did after our class that we had yesterday. So yesterday's class there were a lot of open questions because one, you were not able to find the keywords using the Google keyword planner. So a lot of people were confused on how to get the right set of keywords. So what I did was I have already prepared a sheet, but I'll take you through the process so that it is clear to you as well. So the good thing with Google's keyword planner is that you don't have to have your own website. You can add any website and you'll get a list of keywords. So we were doing this research for a psychological counselor or a psychiatrist yesterday. I'll continue from there and then we'll build a campaign based on the data that we have gathered. So first thing I did was I went to tools, and then tools, there is first option which says planning. So it has something called keyword planner. Click on that and you will reach this stage. This is where you will reach. Now from here there are multiple ways you can search a keyword, search for relevant keywords. One of the ways is that you enter the website URL of your own website or competitor website or the websites that are in the similar domain doing same thing that you are doing. So it could be any website, it need not be your own website. So that's an important distinction that you need to learn. So we are starting with a website that is available online. We are not, this is not our site, but we want to use this for the keyword research purpose. And you can enter any website URL here. It need not be your own website. And then choose the option start with the website. So it will give you the URL and it will ask you two questions. One is that you want to use this page or you want to use the entire website. The default option is that it is using the entire site, but you can also use the specific page. Let's say this site has 50 other services and your job is not to promote everything. Your job is to just promote one particular thing with your marketing, which is the counseling psychology. So you can choose the specific page only so that you get the keywords that are relevant to your niche. Okay, now if you see, we got a lot of keywords that are related to us, but not all of them are the commercial intent keywords. Some might be purely related to just organic search and not necessary. Within that also there are so many keywords which are not related to us. You have seen the keyword here, depression online might not be 100% relevant to us. Then you have keyword related to alcohol counseling, might be your therapists or the counselors for which you are running ad, they don't do this. Then you see the keyword, let's say marital therapy, which is completely different domain. It's a separate relationship therapy or relationship counseling. That itself is a domain. So you may or may not want to include all of the keywords that are appearing here. Now, first thing you need to do is you need to download these keywords, and do not limit your research to just one company, one online provider. You can do multiple searches similar to this one. Maybe pick a keyword that you have seen here. Let's say this keyword looks relevant, so I will just search for this keyword again, and then I look for the options that are available on internet for a similar search, for a similar query. You can also look at your competitors live ads. I will not click on this ad because this will cost the business some money, so we don't want to do that right now. But if you want to look at it, you can also choose your competitors landing page as well. Then go through, let's say this website also looks good, so I'll open this site and I'll check whether it is offering therapy. Yes, it is offering therapy. So what I can do is I can copy this URL, saveoncups.com. It's an interesting name, by the way. And I will go back in the keyword planner. I'll change the website URL here. But before doing that, first I will download these keywords. So download, there are two options. You can download the keyword ideas from here as a CSV file or a Google Sheet. So whichever is your preference, you can download accordingly. And then enter the new website URL here. You'll get a different set of keywords that are specifically targeting this particular site. Maybe this URL has some problem or something, but you will get the complete list by doing this. You can use only this page. Let's see if get some results or not. If it is not getting any keywords, then you don't have to worry. You can go to internet again and look for another website. Let's say I talk to Angel is looks like a good site. I'll open it in a new tab. I'll copy the URL from here. I go back in the keyword ideas. I'll enter the URL in the same field and I'll click on get results. So I got the keywords related to anxiety therapy. There are more than I think 1,000 keywords in total. This is 296, and earlier we had around 400 keywords. So after that, what I did was, let's say this is how you got all the keywords, right? And I also want to tell you something interesting, which many people might be using and many people are still not aware. And you run after a popular term. So we'll talk about that also. Let's say you got all the keywords. These are more than, I think, 1,000 keywords. It's 326 keywords. You got all the keywords in your list. That entire keyword list is on Google Drive. Yes, it is on Google Drive. Yes, it is here. So this entire keyword list is here. You have more than 1,500 keywords, but not every keyword is an equal target. And then you have to assign a theme to these keywords. So what I did from here, I went to ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT simple thing. I asked it to do an analysis for me. So I said, if you see on the screen, I said my niche is psychological counseling and therapy. Analyze these keywords and extract the common intent, commercial intent keyword, arrange them according to different themes. So this is the idea I gave. And then from here, with this prompt, here is what I got. So it says, this is the seat. I have the keyword data, and it took me from the Google Drive. So I have connected Google Drive with this Chat GPT. Then it has identified the keywords with uh, compet- commercial intent keywords, which are like higher CPC bid, high competition, and transaction oriented terms like this, right? This is how it identified. Then I clustered them into different themes. So this is an important concept for you to understand. So these are the themes that is identified. So there are people who are looking for therapy services. Then there are people who are looking for relationship marriage counseling, then mental health issues and conditions, online therapy and support, wellness, and self improvement. So these are different themes. So somebody's looking for relationship services might not be looking for a general term therapy. So their intent is different. They're looking for a different ad copy, and that is what we'll understand next. So once you've identified these themes, then it will arrange the keywords. So next prompt I gave is, yes, organize and give me the updated list. So here is what it did. It organized these keywords into these 6 to 7 different categories and gave me the final sheet. So I downloaded this sheet from here. First I uploaded this sheet from my Google Drive, then it gave me this download. I downloaded this sheet from here, and now I have my complete sheet. And if you see here, it has removed a lot of data which was unnecessary in the original sheet, and it has given me 3 4 key important columns that are easy for me to take a decision. Are you guys able to see my screen properly? If not, then speak in the chat so that I can zoom in. So it has identified 3 4 important elements. First is the keywords, then there's the average monthly search, what kind of competition exists for this, what is the lowest and highest bid, and where does this keyword fall. So obesity and health problem might not be 100% related to my niche, right? I don't want to target them. So general others is not a category I want to go after. I'll keep scrolling, but I'll again have a look at the general category. Maybe there are some keywords that the AI tool was not able to identify. So I'll go through them again. Now see, it has identified around 389 keywords, which according to this is not the perfect search. Then there are keywords related to mental health disorders, mental health conditions, anxiety, depression, mental health. So these are the keywords that you want to target, and this is the theme for them. So they need mental health condition and support. So there are how many keywords? There are around, yeah, so there are around 100 keywords. It's around uh, 76 keywords that fall into this theme, 77 keywords. And if you look at the total volume, so this is important, you also need to look at the total volume to understand whether this is a good target or not. Because if you have the volume less than a certain number, depending on whether you're targeting an entire city or just a particular geography, you might need to decide whether this is a good theme or not. Overall this has around 3 lakh searches, so it's a good number. We can go with this theme. So what you have to do from here is just copy these keywords in one ad group. So what we are doing is we are arranging our ad group according to the themes. And then next step that this will help is understand this from the chat gpt. So what I did next is I told it the tool that help me understand the customer persona, challenges, fear, mindset, and emotional state of people who are searching for these keywords. So I picked up one of the niche from here, not all of the keywords, just one of the niche. So I picked up this one, online therapy sites. I picked these keywords and I told chat gpt that let me understand, help me understand the mindset, the emotional state, fear, challenges, and overall customer persona for people who search these kind of keywords. So this will help me write better ad copies, right? Converting ad copy for these audience. So I just gave it the prompt, and then it gave me detailed persona. So according to chat gpt, this kind of session are looked by people between 20 to 45. They're digital savvy because they're looking for platforms or online websites. They are most likely urban, educated, and comfortable using online services. And they could be busy professionals, they could be students, or they could be parents who want to find something for their child or for their own. Tech familiarity, they are looking for online service. So their preference is they want a convenience. They may be considering multiple providers because they're looking for sites. So maybe they're looking, just searching for multiple people in the same domain. Then what kind of challenges they face? They're looking for something trusted, licensed. In-person counseling, they don't have time, so they want something online. They're feeling overwhelmed, they have too many choices, websites, apps, counselors, so they need to decide, zero in into something. They are looking for information but to book an appointment quickly. So this is an important. They are not just stopping at finding the information only. They want to quickly enroll somewhere, right? So this is critical for them. Then what are the fears, pain point, mindset? So according to the theme, it gave me a good idea of the customer persona. Who are the people who are looking for this kind of therapy? The next thing I did is I asked ChatGPT to suggest me negative keywords also for this ad group. So all the keywords related to jobs, career, courses, certification, because we are not selling any of this, right? We are not selling degree, diploma, training, license, registration, salary, internship. This is not the domain. Similarly, people would be looking for something like this where there is a free intent, clear free intent, or low intent, cheap, low cost, PDF, download, template, example. We want to exclude all this because we don't want to waste our money on these kind of keywords. So let's say left and right, if somebody added these keywords, I don't need to show my ad for these keywords, right? So this is something. I'll prepare a complete negative keyword list and I go to share library. I'll show you where to add these keywords in a negative list. So go in your campaign and then you'll have an option. So next I did was I said what all I should know about a customer to make sure I understand the customer persona in detail, right? This is then this you have the these are the things that you should know. This is what chat gpt is telling me. Then I again reprompted it. I said okay, great, now based on this persona detail, find the customer persona for people. Again I redid the same prompt, and this time it refined it even further. It gave me psychographics, pain points, goals and desires, emotional state, behavioral insights, persona snapshot. So it gave me much more detail, and we'll continue to use this same thread for this particular theme till the time we make the entire campaign. So now we have a detailed understanding of our audience, who they are, what are their problems. Next thing you need to do is you need to create the emotional hook and ad copy angle. So that will give you an idea of what kind of uh, ad copy will sell to them. So emotional hook, people who are looking for therapy site is they need trust and professionalism. They want to have a credible, safe site to rely on. So highlight these things. You need to talk about licensed therapists, secure booking, privacy, trusted therapists with licensed professionals. Book your session online in minutes. They also need convenience. Then people are looking for counseling appointment or make an appointment for mental health well-being. So they have to have something called ease and immediacy. They're looking for something immediate, immediately booked, right? Their important thing for them is they want to search for convenience and speed. Then you have, so this is the broader understanding of this. We'll also create the ad copy variations. I have not created the ad copy variation, but I'll create it right now in front of you. Now we have the keyword list for a particular ad group. You can do the similar like the same exercise for all the 3 or 4 themes you have for this campaign. Now let's go back in the campaign setting, right? I'll start from the scratch. I'll just close this. I'll start from the scratch. Now, first thing you need to do is click on this plus button here to start creating your campaign. And it will take you to the first screen which says there are multiple objectives. It is quite similar in nature when you compare this with the Facebook ad that we created, right? You will see a similar screen there as well. So we need to choose the objective. What we want to do, we want to build an awareness, we want to bring sales. I'll create a sales campaign for now. In sales, the moment you choose sales, there are different ways you can bring sales, and there are different conversion actions. So add to cart, let's say you have a therapy session and you have an add to cart option on your website, so you can have the add to cart conversion action added here. And then contact form, people filling up your contact form, people calling your business. So these three conversion action you want to track, right? So this is a dummy account. This does not have the website connected, so it will show you this warning. But the moment this is fixed in your conversion actions, you will be able to see what kind of actions this is tracking, right? From here, click on continue. You have already chosen sales. Click on continue. If you don't need a action to be tracked, you can remove from here. So there is an option to remove. If let's say there are too many goals, you don't want to track, let's say contact form, you can simply remove contact form from here. And I want to tell you something. If you add load of conversion actions, then you will confuse the algorithm. So at max try to track 3 conversion actions at a time. Otherwise you will see there is a high conversion rate, but actual number is very low. Finally people are landing on your website, they may be adding product to our cart. It is meaningless, right? If they are not completed the purchase, this might not make much sense. But if it is giving false positive to the overall algorithm, then you'll end up spending money without getting anything in return. So this you have to be very careful when you're choosing what kind of conversion actions you want to track for a particular campaign, and accordingly you will get the results. So if you track too many things, Google will focus on all those things and some of them might not be relevant for you. Okay. Next is, there are different ways you can bring sales. So what we are doing so far is we are choosing the sales objective. We have also chosen what kind of conversion actions we want to track. Now you can run different kind of sales campaign. You can do a shopping campaign which is also in sales. You can do a video campaign that goes on YouTube channel. You can also do performance max, which is across all the channels. So performance max goes inside your Gmail inbox, it goes on other websites outside Google also, like all the partner websites. It appears in the search result also, it appears as shopping campaign also. So performance max is like a one campaign that is built for the entire inventory that Google has. So if you see here, it is mentioned, right? It is visible on Google search, YouTube display and more. So there are other channels also. Display specifically works on third party website, partner websites. It might not be the best campaign for sales, so we'll go with search because right now we are only discussing search. We'll try to finish performance max and shopping maybe in the next week. Now let's say you have selected the sales and search campaign. Now look here, this is very critical. If you have an offline store, if let's say if you have an in-person store, you can choose the store visit. Let's say in this case all the bookings are also done for offline, you might want to track the store visit, right? Or you just want to have the website visit, so you'll enter the website URL here. If you also want to track the phone call, you just have to enter your phone number, just select India and then enter the phone number. This is a simple practice. I just want to uncheck for now because I don't want to add any phone number. You can use the website that you want to add in your campaign. Just simply add the business website and then continue. Here it will ask you for the campaign name. So it's a campaign for psychological counseling. So make sure you give it a proper name, because proper naming convention is very very important. If it has a city, let's say you're targeting a city called Hyderabad, if you're targeting a country, or if you're targeting another city, you can add that city in the name, so it becomes easy for you when you're analyzing the report, right? So this is how you add the name. Follow the proper naming convention. Then it is saying that you already have 2 campaigns in draft. Do you want to use that? Because we were creating the campaign yesterday, I was creating another test campaign yesterday. So do you want to use an existing campaign? If your answer is no, because we are creating new everything, right? So I'll click on start new and it will take me to the next screen. Now this is important and this will decide whether your campaign is delivering successfully or not. Bidding is by default for a sales campaign. We are focused on conversion bidding. Conversion value means I want to target high value customers, so I will give a value to the conversion, and I want to focus on bringing higher value conversions to me. So I'll choose this. By default, when you're starting a new campaign, always choose this option. This second option which says set a target cost per acquisition. So let's say you are running this campaign for 3-4 months, and now you feel that if you set a conversion target, if you set a cost here, Google will be able to give you conversions in that rate. Then it will accordingly adjust your bidding. Accordingly it will adjust the bids that you're participating in, because you have set up an upper cap. Let's say I want to have leads only on 200 rupees per lead, I don't want to pay more than 200. So I'll enter my target CPA here. and this target CPA will try to have an average. So it's not necessary that every lead will be below 200, but on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, it try to maintain an average cost per lead. But this should be used only when you have a mature campaign. Do not use it in the beginning. Okay. Next is here one setting that is very very important. Right now we don't have any customers, we are using a new campaign, we are building an entirely new account, so you don't have any customers. But let me choose it and it will show you something important. So it says the campaign will not run. You have to include this, at least add 1000 active members as customers, so that it can avoid targeting those people, right? If you don't have any customers, any past history, you cannot use this option, because by default you're asking Google to bring you customers, so you can't choose this option, right? But if you have the campaign customers already, you should choose this option, so that it only focuses on new customers. In If you already have the 6 month history, and if you don't choose this option, then your campaign might deliver to people who have already purchased from you. So you have to be carefully choosing this, but in the new campaign this will not work the same way. Next is another important setting. See, Google partner network, just like the Facebook audience partners, Google partner network is also a vast list of partners. Like millions of websites exist in Google partner network, and your ad will appear outside. Let's say these are the websites. When people are browsing different sites on park domain like GoDaddy, there are a lot of park domain, right? No website exists, only domain exists. So your result will appear there. On site directories, lot of directories related to your business or not, it will appear there also. In search result, other search engines like ask.com, they are a partner with Google, so it will appear there also. So you don't want to waste your budget on third party sites, because there are very low quality traffic and most likely they will not convert. Google Display Network is similar to partner network, but this is specifically Google's inventory. This is not necessarily Google's inventory. It could be a third party inventory that is partner with Google. By default, I uncheck both the options. Even if Google says that you should display your ad here, it will bring down your CPA. Do not get into that trap, or do not try to increase your ad quality score by choosing this option. Please be careful there. So we'll uncheck both. By default I do that. If you have special reason to keep it checked, then maybe you should check it. Next is your location. So location is Google has 2 3 different kind of targeting options when it comes to location, and this is critical for you to understand. Let's say I choose India, and I have this option person or interest. If somebody is sitting in London and he's looking for he's typing, let's say, a psychologist counselor in India, let's say he's typing from London, so Google will mark that person interested in India, need not be here. He need not be in India, he or she need not be in India, but Google will still try to show your ad if you're fitting every other criteria. Like if you're able to match the bid, if you're able to pay that much money, then your ad might be delivering to somebody who is not in India, not in this particular location. Let's say you're targeting only Hyderabad. Now, if you choose this option, and if I'm sitting in Gurgaon and I type psychologist counselor in Hyderabad, it will show me the ad. Because I have interest in Hyderabad, it will show me the ad. If I want to only target people who are in that geographical location, then I'll have to choose this option, in which you will only be your ad will only be visible for people who are like living there, or the frequently travelers, like people who keep coming to the city on a frequent basis. It will only be visible to those people, so you have to choose this option carefully. Now we have chosen India. If you want to enter a specific location, you can enter a specific location also. Then there's something called advanced search, and it gives you some interesting options here. One is the location where you enter the city, and second is radius, which is like you want to, let's say you want to run a local ad. I want to run a local ad in a particular geography, and within geography also I want to let's say do sector 14. Let's say I have an offline store in sector 14 Gurgaon, and I know that only people who are within 5 miles, not more than 5 miles, will be able to reach my store. So I'll enter a place, it is already chosen. I'll enter a place, and then I'll also modify the radius. So it will only target people who are in the 5 mile radius, or you can do kilometers if you don't understand mile. Mile is around 1500 meters, and kilometer is obvious 1000 meters. So you can change it accordingly if you want. Let's say there is another sector which is nearby, sector 17 or sector 15 Gurgaon. Let's say I want to target this also. So I can include 5 kilometers here. So 14 and 15 are adjacent, right? So this has slightly increased my overall target. Let's say I don't want to target 5 kilometers for the sector 15, otherwise this will be too far. I can reduce this to 2 kilometers, but 5 kilometers is minimum you should take care, otherwise it will be too narrow. So this is how you decide the radius targeting. Now there is another interesting feature here. You can both include and exclude here. So you may also want to exclude some locations, right? You may want to exclude some locations. So you can also enter a city. Let's say I want to enter sector 15 or sector 18, which is like a commercial sector in Gurgaon. I want to exclude this. I can exclude this from here. Instead of include, I can exclude this from here. And this will automatically exclude that particular sector from my targeting. Okay, just click here and you will see an option to exclude. You can like removing will remove the campaign ultimately, but you can include and exclude both from this option. Then location adding in bulk. Let's say there are different sectors and you want to add locations in bulk. You can paste all the locations here and it will automatically start targeting these. And then you want to restrict this to a particular country. Within the country you want to restrict some locations, you can enter these locations here. Let's say I want to run an ad, I don't want to show it at all in Afghanistan. I can simply choose this, and within this I can choose the locality and I can exclude that from the list. This is how you include and exclude, right? This is the setting that is in part of the location. By default we are choosing India for now. If you want to use a specific location, go to the like advanced settings, enter location, go to advanced search, and then you will include and exclude both from there. You can also do based on the postal codes, which is like pin code of a city or country location, right? So this is the location setting. This include exclude, this option you have to be carefully choosing whom you want to target. Let's say you want to so would who would choose this option? Let's say you want to run an ad for a hotel industry or a musical maybe club or a restaurant, right? So there might be people who are traveling from, let's say, Delhi to Hyderabad, and they are in Delhi right now. They're looking for a restaurant nearby a city, nearby a location, right? But they don't have they are not in Hyderabad now. Do you want to show the ad to them? Of course you, right? Because they may be booking in advance, but because you're restricting them to see your ad, you will lose that customer. So this option is also important and interesting. Same may be applied for the hospital also. There may be people who will travel from outside for a particular eye operation, for a cancer hospital or anything, to just visit this city, this hospital. Then they will be not be in the city, but they would be looking for option that is the keyword plus city, right? So you have to understand all those scenarios, and it is based on your like understanding of your business, right? Language, you can keep English by default. It will target people who are searching in English. But if you want to target specific, let's say you have something in regional language that you want to sell online, or something that is only applicable for a city like Hyderabad, then maybe you'll add Telugu and Hyderabad both. But if in a different language, then you should also have ad copies that are specifically targeting in a local language. So be careful with that. If you're choosing a language, then also include ad copies for that language. Now this is another interesting feature. You have something called audience segments here, and this is similar to the Facebook audience targeting that we were using. Now here, because this account is related to food industry, I'm just showing you an ad of a different industry. This is showing the default option, like these are the interests maybe I should be targeting. But if you can browse through, you will see there are different options. There are demographic options. You, let's say for this psychological ad, I want to target people who are married or relationship. I don't want to target people who are single for this ad. Maybe there is another scenario where I don't want to target married people, I don't only want to target singles. Maybe I have a special therapy for singles, right? So I can choose the marital status. Similarly, parental status, are they parents? Parents of what age? Are they parents of someone who is a toddler? There may be a lot of fights between parents who are raising an infant or a toddler, because it's a quite stressful situation. You want to specifically target these people and write an ad copy that clearly talks to them. You can choose this option from here. So in that case, if these people, so in that case what will happen, if they are searching and they also fit into this criteria according to data that Google has, and mind you, Google has all the data about everyone, so there is huge demographic data that they have. So you can choose accordingly, and it ad will only be visible to, let's say you are targeting parents who are between, has a child between 1 to 3 years, and they also search the keywords or a related keyword that you have in your list, then your ad will be visible. So you have to match both the criteria in this case. Similarly, marital status, so I don't want to go each and every demographic, but this is what it means. Who are they is more of an information. Let's say you only want to target people who are working in big corporates, you can choose the company size. Or let's say right now people are working in IT industry are stressed because of the job situation, you want to target people who are in the technology industry, you can choose from here, and you will be able to target only those people. Affinity is like what kind of interest they have. It's not similar to the demographic, but let's say they have a special food dining interest, they are regular in coffee shops, they are craving for the fast food. Let's say you have a special ad only for weight loss, then maybe you can target these kind of people. Maybe they are good customer for you. If you have home gardening experience, maybe you target people. Let's say you have an interior business, you may want to target people who are home decor enthusiasts, right? Maybe you should specifically choose this category carefully. Even for a psychological ad, you can come up with something. Maybe you go back in chat gpt and say that for this customer persona, what are the common affinities I should choose, and chat gpt will give you good idea on that, right? So this is where you can define what kind of audience you want to target. And audience matching is an important feature that Google has provided to us. This is very very critical for the right targeting option. Then this is interesting, and this is what I was talking about, moment of conversion. So a lot of retargeting happens, right? So retargeting simply means, let's say I clicked on your ad, you will be able to retarget me. But when you click on any ad, Google also marks you as an in market audience. So let's say I search for t-shirt, people will mark me in market, Google will mark me in market for all these keywords. Let's say I search for t-shirt online, immediately people will be, lot of other advertiser will be able to show me the ad for these kind of keywords, because Google will mark me in market for apparel. So in market simply means what? In market means I am actively looking for a t-shirt or a apparel or accessories. So all the advertisers who have chosen this in market audience will be able to also target me, right? So that's how retargeting or in market targeting works, and that's the important distinction you want to give to Google. In that case, they will be able to find out the most interested or high chance of conversion customers for your business, right? So there are a lot of in market categories. You have gifts, you have home garden, you have dating, you have real estate. Let's say you are running a real estate ad, you'll be able to see a lot of people who are, let's say, interested in a commercial property. You can specifically target these people. You're running an ad, but you're also targeting people who are specifically interested in the commercial property or residential property. Within residential property, you might have multiple options: residential for rent or residential for sale. What are they looking for? Are they looking to rent a property or buy a property? within the property, maybe they are looking for apartment or house. So this is the, like, you put a search term, and based on that Google will actually mark you as an in market audience for a particular category, right? So in market is very very critical, and you have to choose the right category in order to target the right people. Now here is where you can upload your entire list. You can build a new segment. You can have the like setting of targeting. You want to target them, or you just want to reach, schedule your reach to a specific segment, and you can upload the list from here. Like you will be able to upload the entire list in the new segment. You can upload the entire list here, and this will only target those people who are part of your list. Okay, so this is how you define the in market audience and people who have interacted with your business. So this segment says people who have already interacted with your business, which means maybe they clicked on an ad, maybe they interacted with you, maybe they filled up a form. So you can target those people here, right? So so far, is it clear? Is there any question, any doubt that you want me to clear before we go to the next section? Anything you want to discuss before I go to the next section? Anthony, I'll give you the attendance form. Don't worry about that. Anything you want to know before I go to the next section? So in market is clear. What an end date and start date is. Usually I recommend people that you should always have an end date to every campaign that you run, because maybe there are chances that you will just switch it on and forget. It will waste your money. Then ad schedule is quite important, and I'll tell you how to define it. So basically what happens is, by default your ad will run for 24/7. So all 7 days of the week, 24 hours, your ad will be running. But if you want, you can divide your ad into certain categories. So let's say you want to run the ad for 24 hours, or maybe you want to switch it off on let's say you want to run ad only on Monday to Friday. Let's say you are targeting people who are going to office. So we are talking about selling printers, right? So most likely printer buyers are people who are like working in an office. So they may not be looking for printer on Saturday and Sunday. They are only looking for printer on a weekday. So you can run your ad only on Monday to Friday. And then there may be ads that are specifically targeted for restaurants or clubs, right? So you want to target people who are searching for these things on Saturdays and Sundays, not all days of the week. And then you can do advanced sculpting also, which means you can define, let's say Monday I want to run an ad from like 0 to let's say 5 hours, which means the early morning. 0 to let's say 8 hours, which is like midnight to morning 8 a.m. Then you can add another category which is like from 8 a.m. to let's say 2 p.m. And I'll give you an example why you should do this kind of sculpting. Let's say 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. 11 a.m. Okay, this is the early morning. Now what happens is, let's say you're selling a holiday package. There may be lot of not there may be not lot of people who are looking for a holiday package on a Monday early morning. So from midnight to morning 8 a.m., there might not be lot of people who are looking for a holiday package, right? So you want to target people, but you also want to make sure that you're not wasting your money there. And once you run the ad, you will see a complete detail. So once you start running the ad, you will see how many people are looking at your ad, because this is a new campaign, it is not visible here. But once you add this schedule, you will see between 0 to 8 a.m. how many people are looking at your ad, how many people are converting on your ad during this time frame. And in future you will be able to take a decision whether I should increase the bid for this particular section, or I should decrease the budget. For a psychology counseling, they may be a very good target. from midnight to 8 a.m. people are not able to sleep. If they have anxiety issues, that may be the perfect time for you to target these people, and your competitor might not be targeting that time, right? So you can use those kind of reasoning, understand your customer. So you have to understand your customer in order to come up with the right reasoning. So don't give a default setting here, but give a proper setting. Now, I was talking about the holiday package example. So from midnight to 8 a.m., there might be not a lot of people who are looking for a holiday package. But on Monday morning, when you're going to office from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., most people are commuting, right? Or till 11 a.m., you go to your office, you chit chat, you talk to your colleagues, you have a morning tea before you actually start working. Most people are lazy. I also know that because I have been a corporate employee in past. So by 11, not most people start working. But for a holiday package, this might be a perfect time because you are commuting in a metro, you're sitting in a cab, you're not driving, you're sitting in a pillion rider, you're bored. Maybe you will keep searching for a holiday package because Monday morning on a does not look good. You want to plan something for the Friday, you missed the last weekend, and on the next weekend you want to plan a holiday, right? So you may be perfectly searching during this period, so you can separately target and see whether this behavior exhibited or not. Because if you have watched people in the crowded metros, trains, you see most people keep buying something online. Shopping, most of the shopping happens when they are traveling between commuting between two stations, right? Two locations. So this is how you target, right? Then you keep adding. So Monday you can divide a day into six different segments. So I targeted morning 8 to 8, 11 a.m. Then I'll create another segment that is from 11 a.m, that is from 11 a.m to 6 p.m in the evening, because till 6 p.m you are in office. So you'll not be able to do much activity. From 11 to 6 you are working mostly. So I'll create a segment that is 11 to 8 p.m, like 6 p.m. Then maybe from 6 p.m to 10 p.m you are again going back to your home, and you're again thinking about a holiday package, like rightly likely, right? Or maybe you are like you had a good fight in your office with your colleague or with your boss, and you're looking for a psychology session. You are already in the anxiety. So this is a perfect time for me to target you again, right? So till 12, till 10:30, maybe 10:30, I'll keep targeting you. And then maybe there's another segment I can create which says between 10:30, between 10:30 to midnight, there is another segment. So this is the segment I've created. Let me change this to all days also. And you can set this up like this. So from all days, Monday to Friday, or maybe Monday to Friday only, I want to target everyone, and I want to give them these six different segments. And I can create another segment for Saturday and Sunday, because Saturday Sunday the behavior is different. Maybe you had a good like clubbing night on Saturday, and you don't have early morning. So the early morning will extend on a Saturday Sunday. This early morning might extend to 10 a.m. Maybe not a lot of people are searching till 10 a.m. So you can add another segment that says Saturdays and Sunday, and you can just have from 0 to 10 a.m in the morning, right? So this is a different segment. You're targeting people in a different way on a Saturday and Sunday as compared to Monday to Friday. So this way you can create a complete schedule. And once you save it, once this ad keeps running, this will give you a complete picture. Right now it is not visible because we have not run the ad, but once you run the ad, come back in the schedule, you will get a lot of interesting data here. Maybe from another campaign I can show you if possible, but I have to see. Next is ad rotation. This is critical for you to understand. By default it is like optimize the best performing ad. So what happens is, let's say you created 10 different ad copies. You gave Google the permission to optimize this to best performing ads. So there might be some good quality ads, but they didn't get the initial traction. So what will happen? You will immediately switch to the best performing ads, and there might be a lot of good copy. They never got the kind of traction they needed. So when you're starting a new campaign, always choose this option where Google will show all the ads to all the customers. So they will keep rotating. And once you get a good data, let's say you run the ad for 10-15 days, the ad is already out from the learning phase, then you can come back and change the setting. So let's say for 15 days, Google was rotating your ad indefinitely. Google was showing all the ad copies to different people, but after 10-15 days you had a good learning, then you can come back and switch this to optimize for best performing ads. But when you're starting a new campaign, you have to start here only, right? If you want to apply this, you can apply this, which means best ad and any auction time, automatically it will choose the best ad, but it will still keep rotating. So you can also apply this if you want. This will additionally improve your ad copy, and it will still give you some A/B testing data if you choose this option. Now, here is some more settings, and that also start and end date is very critical but easy to set up. So I don't want to talk about this. Then there's something called UTM parameters. So we discussed the UTM parameters when we were. I don't want to go into detail of what it is, but it is simple tracking template where you can have the setup which says you want to add some suffix to the URL. You can have the parameters like campaign name. You can give campaign name as Google ad. You can also give the like different parameters, ad name, ad keyword. All this you can supply from here. If you want to know more about it, then maybe watch the video of meta ads where we discussed. I think uh, in the second week we discussed about this UTM parameters in detail. So if you really need to know this, then go back and watch those videos. Then page speed is basically by default meta will sorry Google will try to show your ad based on all the information that is available on your website. If you want to target it to a specific page, you can give a page feed URL here. You will be able to add a page feed here and it will automatically choose that. Then last setting is start and end date. Right now we don't have an end date, I'll go with that. But when you're setting an actual campaign, make sure you have the end date also. Now there are a lot of people who are talking about AI Max, right? It's similar to the Advantage Plus campaign that is part of Meta. Like there are some additional settings you can do here. Now there is some assets you can supply. You can ask Google to modify your text customization, which will modify the ad copy according to the website, landing page, that asset you have provided. Also, the final URL, it can choose the best performing URL in a particular situation depending on what kind of keywords customers are searching. So this is the AI Max. So the moment you optimize for AI Max, you will see additional option. You want to exclude certain URL, so it will automatically choose which is the best URL according to Google. Maybe there are a lot of blogs on your website that are talking about stress. Let's say you are running ad for this psychological counseling. There may be a lot of blogs that you have written about mental state, anxiety, mental health, right? If you do not exclude those URLs, Google will end up tracking getting your traffic on a blog page. You don't want to waste your traffic, right? You want to bring them on a commercial page where they can fill up a form, right? In that case, you should exclude those URLs here, and it will automatically exclude those pages. It will not take your traffic to there. By default, you should try to bring your traffic on a specific landing page only. Do not give it a like general permission to take anywhere. Then do you want to include your ad to specific brand? Do you want to use brand settings where you want to like you can add 20 plus brand list, which will include it in the ad. So you can your ad can be shown for like selected brands. So you want to target some competitor brand or maybe some other brands that you can add in the list here. You can create 20 different lists and it will include those. Let's say you want to exclude, you don't want to show your ad to people who are specifically looking for some brand. You can also exclude that here. What it means is, uh, let's say you want to show your ad to people who are looking for your nearest competitor, but there may be chances when the competitor is 10x bigger, right? In that case, if you're showing your ad, they may have a heavy discount, you are not able to afford those kind of discounts. You can exclude those kind of brand terms here. This is AI Max for you. Now we came on the keywords and asset generation, like the next step. Where do you want to generate the keywords? Do you want to generate the keywords or you want to skip? The generate the keyword means all the research that we did earlier will not be useful. Google will generate its own keyword list based on the URL that we have provided. You don't want to generate the keyword list automatically, right? You will click on this button that says skip. So you don't want to generate the keyword list from Google. You want to use your own keyword list. Finally, we are at the ad creation page. So we have completed all the settings. Now we have something called keywords and ads. This is where you define your ad group. This is where you define your ad group. Now here you can add all the keywords. So keywords that we have selected is like these are the keywords you want to target. So I'll simply copy these keywords, and because this is part of one theme only, I'll add all of them in one go. You can add more keywords if you want. Google will show you more keywords based on what you have entered, and if you want to add them, you can add them. Just apply all and it will automatically add. Now here is some setting that you need to do. You can expand your keyword in the search term matching, which means the AI Max that we have enabled, it will try to match the search term with addition. So there may be because these days people are doing ChatGPT kind of question searches on internet. So there might be long question that is very relevant to your services, but because you have not included that entire search query here, because you have a limit to include in the keyword list, and you're not including that, your ad might not be visible for that customer, but that could be a very good customer, right? So in that case, if you give this permission to Google, which is search term matching, depending on what kind of questions the person has searched. Let's say I'm interested in a psychological counselor in Hyderabad. Where should I go? If you have entered this entire query, should your ad be visible? Yes. But will it be visible without this? May or may not be, because you have specifically asked Google not to show your ad, right? Then location of interest. You want to add special location which on which customer is searching. Specific geographic areas you can enter here, and your ad will be most likely visible on those particular locations only. URL inclusion we have already discussed in the last tab. You don't want to like waste your money, so you want to bring them on a specific best performing landing page according to your search. So you can give some URL and it will choose from that set of URLs only. Now we are in the ad copy section. So here is where you define your ad copy. So final URL is the URL that customer will land on by default. If you don't have an AI Max, this is where people should land to. That display path is what will be visible on Google. So there are two things. The URL is this, but when people are searching on internet, let's say here, let's look at a sponsored ad. So this is a sponsored ad, right? This is sponsored ad. Now it says on demand essentials. So this is kind of a breadcrumb that Google has created for this business. If you click on this page, it says schedule appointment. I don't want to click and waste somebody's money, but if you look at the footer, it says schedule appointment, right? So actual URL is schedule appointment, but the customer is able to define using the display keyword, and he is able to define the therapist and video consult as the display URL. So accordingly, you can also, like, to appeal your customer, you can also define your keyword accordingly. This is the campaign we were designing. So display path is like I want to say marriage counselors. So this will be my display path. So URL is this, but I want to specifically target marriage counselors. So the URL will be configured. So publicly, this is how it will be visible. In the backend, you have the URL as this, right? So people will come here, but when they see the actual ad, they may see a URL like this. So this is the configuration you need to do. Next is your headlines. So by default, it has chosen some headlines based on the website that you have supplied. You have to create your own headlines and come up with at least 20 different headlines that you can add here. Now this is where you can take help from your ChatGPT research. So we have done some research so far, right? So here you can choose the headlines. You can come back here because we have already done some research. This is already aware. We can simply say give me 20 headlines, use the emotional hooks, and what are the other things that you want to recommend? You want to use the specific emotional hook and add copy angles in the headline. So copy this and come back in your search query and use the specific emotional hook and add copy angle for this theme. You already have the customer persona information, so use that while creating the headlines. So it will give you some headlines based on this, and headlines have a specific limit. So it has a specific limit. You can only enter 30 characters. So be careful in while choosing the headline. And do you see this pin inside this? Do you see this pin? And what does this mean? So basically what happens is you give 20 different headlines here. You keep adding 20 different headlines. What Google will do is Google will rotate any 2 3 headlines and come up with your entire ad copy, right? So if you see here, it has chosen the first headline, and in clinic at Hyderabad, you may want to have this constant. So maybe you want to show for this particular campaign, you want to show this doctor's name because she is very famous. So you want to keep this as a pinned, right? So the moment you pin this, it will automatically pin it here. It is giving you two options. Do you want to pin anywhere? Like, do you want to use, you want to have the doctor's name, but not necessary as the first position always. So this is the default recommended pin position, which says it is pinned, but pinning means it will always appear in the ad copy, but not necessarily the first instance. But if you want to choose only the first instance, which means in every ad copy, the name of this doctor will always be visible at the first instance. It will be visible like this, Rajeshwari Luther. If you pin this, it like this, it will always be visible as this. But if you pinned it as a second option, which is this, then your ad will have the like pinned headline, but it will have it in the second instance, which is like instead of this, it will appear on the part 2. See, this is the first headline, it has copied from here, and this is the second headline. So if you want to fix like this, then it has some impact on your ad copy's quality, but at least you can convey a specific message. Otherwise what will happen is it will automatically create different combination out of these 20, and it will keep refining based on which ad copy or which particular headline is converting the most, right? So we have chosen that setting in the previous tab, right? So it will choose accordingly. So you have to carefully choose what you want to go with. Let's say this doctor is very famous in Hyderabad. I want to specifically use her name because that may help build some trust about my business, about because they already know this name. So I want to use this. I can pin this, and this will always be visible in my ads. I can pin it anywhere. I can pin it as the first option, or I can use this so that it is visible, but at least somewhere in the ad copy, not necessarily the first or second option, right? Then there are descriptions. So you can enter at least 4 descriptions here so that Google is able to choose any of the combinations. Then other assets that you have to supply to Google is images. So there may be images talking about the psychologist, right? Those images are also visible in search results as a thumbnail, and they may also be visible in the other areas within Google, right? So you can add your asset from here. You can also use free stock images if you just want to use the internet. For free stock images, you can use the images from internet. Let's say I choose this option. Do you want to use images from your social media? You can bring from here. Do you want to use images from your like this? These are the images it has already picked up from the website. We have supplied the website, right? It has also scanned. You can also scan your Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn. It will scan and bring all the images from that particular. It says no image found. Maybe it is not the right URL.
You can supply the URL in the social media channels and it will bring you all the images from the website. Let's say this doctor, this is the famous doctor I'm talking about. You want to use her image also to attract specific customers, right? Because people know her and they also know her name, so they may be attracted because of this. So you can choose the image accordingly. Do you want to generate image using AI? You can do it within the ad itself. You don't have to go even the third party tools to generate images. Just give your product or name, describe your image as a prompt, and this will generate right here. And you can use these images uh, right inside here, and this will be visible available for you at least for 14 days. After 14 days your image will be deleted from here, but if you have already added that in the ad copy, it will continue to be used here. Asset library is basically all the images that you have uploaded. So because this account is related to some food or restaurant account, which is a dummy account that I'm using to display. So these are the images that were uploaded earlier during when we were using this ad account. Suggested is basically there are no suggested assets here right now, but the moment you run the ad, you will see a lot of suggestions automatically coming from Google. Let's say we have chosen these three assets here. Now, do you have videos? You can add the video if you have video. Business name, logo. You should always supply the right logo, business name, and everything here so that Google is able to pick up and improve your ad quality, right? Then site links are basically, so what happens is when you are showing an ad, let's say I'm going back here on the ad, these are the links, right? These are basically multiple links. So you are appearing in an ad for a keyword. By default, you will only have this one link. But the moment you supply these site links, you have these like six different pages appearing in Google. Maybe your customer is attracted to this, so he or she will be able to click this, right? For this ad, there's only one link because they have not supplied the site links. They only have one chance of clicking. Here, this business has created six different chances of getting a click because they have supplied the site links. So site links you can add here. You can add different links from your website, give it a name. So you can give it a name just like this business has done, right? Step-by-step description, consultation, training for professional, get the treatment about the business. You can also add a similar fashion, add links in a similar fashion, and those will be visible here. These are the site links that are visible here, right? So this is how you create the site links, and that is an additional inventory that you can get for free. There is no additional charge for appearing in the site link. You can supply up to six site links. Now let's say you want to improve your ad copy, supply some specific information which is also critical in addition to the ad copy. You can say 100% free phone counseling, something like that you have, which will give your ad an additional benefit. Like people will be able to find your ad more attractive because of this. You can give this additional information in 25 characters, and this will be visible in addition to your ad copy. In addition to your ad copy, it will be visible here. So you can supply the call out option like this in the ad while creating the ad copy here. You can add four images so that it draws attention. Like this is how the search results appear, right? You have the doctor's image here and the search result is appearing here. We have supplied 3 4 assets. It will keep rotating to see which one is performing better. And then you can supply four images, four site links, add callouts, and improve your search ads. Now let's go back in the chat GPT and see what kind of ad copy we have received. Okay, what happened to this? So now you got the ad copy that is matching with your customer persona. It is also taking care of the ad copy angles and the headlines section. You can choose your headlines from here. You can keep choosing your headlines from here. Just choose whichever is best, and it need not be the best in the first instance. Maybe you can copy these in an Excel sheet, create another set of headline, give the same prompt, you get 20 more headlines. then you will be able to mix and match a different combination. So let's say I copy this, it looks like more than 20 30 characters, so it might not fit in the perfect sense. What I can do in that case is I can say give me headlines only 30 characters including space. So 30 character is including the space. You have to be specific about that. This time it will give you headlines that are like perfectly fitting in your ad copy. So secure mental health help. Let's say I like this. I'll copy this from here and I'll simply paste it here. I'll paste it in the headline section. So by default, Google has created some. If you like this, you can keep all of this. If you don't like this, then maybe you can replace this with this headline. Now you see, it is perfectly 25 characters. It is perfectly fitting in the headline section. You can simply copy this. Then this is also very good. This is like this has the word licensed, which might be an important option, important hook for your customer. You can copy this because we have given that specific information, right, about the ad copy theme. So this is 29 characters, perfect. This is like exactly what you were looking for. Next is, let's say this one looks good, online support for depression. This looks good. I can copy this and maybe replace this one, right? So this is how you build the combination. Just keep adding the headlines, and if you want to pin it, I've already explained the pinning process. You can pin a specific headline, any of the 20, only one or two you should pin. If you pin three, then your ad is wasted because it will only show those three headlines. So always make sure only pin one or two headlines, not more than that, otherwise it will completely mess up. Similarly, descriptions, you can generate the description based on the headlines that. So description should always be like reaffirming the headlines. So you should specifically mention that. Give me three descriptions that affirms the promise I made in the headline. So this you have to be very specific. Don't give random descriptions. Description should always have some affirmation with the headline. So they should people who are reading the headline, by reading at the description they should get the confidence further. It should not be random. Now there's another thing that is very critical for you to understand here. Let's say you chose different headlines. So this entire chat gpt chat will refer to all the headlines that it has generated so far. But if you want to specifically use the headlines that you have used in your ad copy, in that case, what you should do is you can just download this list, maybe copy and paste this list in a notepad, and then give this information back to ChatGPT. Say that uh, I have used these 20 headlines only out of all the suggestions that you gave me. So give this information back to ChatGPT saying that I have not used everything that you suggested. I have only used these 20. So give me the description that is affirming these 20 only, not the random affirmation. Otherwise, what it will do, you've generated, let's say, 50, 60, 100 headlines in the entire process. It will keep throwing you description based on all the headlines. So you have to be specific there, right? So our ad is complete. We have like made almost all the settings. Now you see something here, this is critical for you to understand because we didn't have one class on Tuesday. I could not get a chance to explain this. There's something called ad strength here. This is just an indicator of how good is your ad. It's not a quality indicator basically. It is just a method of Google saying that your ad is 100% complete. So the moment you supply all your information, your ad strength will move to excellent. But that does not mean your ad quality is good. It simply means you have supplied all the information that your ad Google needed from you. You have filled up all the columns. That's the basic meaning of this, right? So you can supply all the information, but do not take that as a measure of your ad quality. That is not a measure of your ad quality. Always make sure that. Now we are on the last setting, last part of the setting. Here you can define the budget. Here you can define how much budget you want to spend. Do you want to spend an average daily budget? Do you want to spend a lifetime budget? Do you want to spend a budget which is like customize the budget specifically for this campaign? You can define that here, right? Once you have defined that, click on next. It will look for errors in your campaign, like if there are any errors in the campaign. Because we have not used this campaign, this account for so many times, it is asking me to do some authentication. Maybe it will ask you to do some authentication in your case also, but you have been regularly using the campaign, it might not ask you to do the authentication. Now you can see everything that you have done here in this settings. This is the final review before this goes live. So all the settings that we did is available here. It is saying that the ad is only like personalized advertising not possible because this is special health related services. You might have to do some specific settings or appeal in order to or maybe remove some keywords because this is violating Google's policy. So you might have to remove those kind of keywords, but it does not come for all categories. This is specifically coming for this category. So you can modify that. All the errors and everything will be visible on this final page. Once you are satisfied with everything, once Google is satisfied with everything, your ad will be made live, right? So all the settings are here. These are the keywords. These are search term matching is implemented. You have not added any brand list. Location of interest, we have not defined any location. We are just exploring the location, but we did not define any location. So this is critical. You should always have the location defined. Do you want to include certain URLs? Like if you only have one URL, add it here. How many number of ads are there in this? There's only one ad. What is the budget that you are spending on daily basis? So entire setting will be visible on this page. Once you're satisfied with this, once you're satisfied with everything, next you just need to click publish and this ad will automatically go live the moment Google is able to check everything. Right now I have not authenticated, that's why the final screen is not visible. But the moment you authenticate and just remove all the errors that is visible here, the next screen is publish the ad. So entire thing is done. So this is how you create the Google ad. I think we have already spent quite a lot of time. Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? If you have any questions, right now is the time to ask. Any questions, guys? Any questions about anything we discussed? You can enter your attendance here, Arpita. I've shared the link for attendance. Any questions, guys? I'm waiting for any questions if you have. If you don't have any question, then we'll close it. And next class we will have on Monday. No questions? If you don't have any questions, then I think that's it for today. See you all on Monday. Good night. Happy Independence Day. And thank you so much for connecting with me today. I'll see you all on Monday. If you have any questions, anybody, Umesh, Reen, you can ask now. Then we'll close it. All right, then. Good night, guys. It was a pleasure talking to all of you. And I think our class stretched a little bit. But because we are going in a flow, I didn't realize it's already more than 1 hour. But that's all right. I hope I was able to add some value. See you all on Monday, and we'll do the performance max and the shopping campaign next week. Performance max and shopping campaign we'll try to complete next week. See you all. Thank you so much, and it was a pleasure talking to you. Good night and happy Independence Day once again. It's a long weekend. Make sure you do some practice. Also, join the community if you want to complete your certification courses. All right, good night. See you.